as you see, we have finally gotten the patch notes for Tekken 8. This is version 1.04, and I've been hearing great things. I've looked through it a little bit, but right now I want to go over, mainly I'm gonna focus on Steve and King because those are my main characters, but we're gonna skim through the universal changes, and then obviously some of the most egregious characters like Drag, Fang, and so on. But yes, so let's get straight into it. So first off, it talks about an update for Tekken Shop, which is nice, you know, coming for Lily. But right here, I didn't notice this because we were all focused on the changes on characters, but it seems there's going to be some optimization coming for rollback. So not exactly sure what this means. I have some knowledge, but not too much knowledge and information on how rollback works and what things that will be changing. I don't know if it's going to be indicators. I don't know if it's going to be actual better connection between distance or, you know, but seeing it on this list is fantastic. Also here, it says logic for detecting processing delay displayed. So I guess it's going to be more accurate because when you play Tekken, at the bottom right there is these icons that, depending on your connection, obviously green being good, blue being best, and then red for worse. It will show you in the match, and it would fluctuate depending on how your connection is going throughout the match. So we will see for that. It also says parameter names for each item and playstats has been improved for better clarity. I'm assuming that's just the stuff where it says you're like fair and square, playmaker, etc. And I think as far as that, the other things are just customization, so we will go back to that whenever. But here we are, finally to the patch notes. So it says on May 8th in the planned release, on May 8th, in the planned release of version 1.05 in June, gradual balance adjustments will be made to address the following issues. Characters who are not able to fully exhibit their unique characteristics and strengths unique to Tekken 8. Ooh, okay. Characters will disproportionately strong moves or high combo damage. Situations where one player dominates the attack make it difficult to utilize defense techniques effectively. Yes, that's a problem I've noticed in this game. That certain characters, everyone is good in my opinion in this game, but the ones who are really good, it's clear as day there's a space between us. You know what I mean? When you're getting pressured by them, you feel like you have so many limited options, and the fact that they're addressing that is amazing. I was afraid they wouldn't go this approach. I thought they would just keep buffing everybody until it's just a spam fest. So I'm glad they're going to be trying to balance this out. And then on the first line where it says fully exhibit the unique characteristics and strengths unique to Tekken 8. So I wonder if that means the newer mechanics, like the spin. I call it the spinaroonie. I'm not sure what it's called, but it allows you to get an extra spin. So like Fang Wei's up forward 3, or Dragunov's down forward 3+4, or Steve's up back 2. Any characters who have that, right? That's a new mechanic in Tekken, which is, you know, and Tekken 8, of course, but it's not utilized on everybody. So like King, for example, my character, he can only do that while in heat. It's a Jaguar run 2, and then that spin animation will happen, but he can't continuously do it like other characters. So, and Kazuya, I believe, doesn't have one, unless I think it's only a heat move, and so on. So I wonder if they're going to add more of that, or if it's also going to be, you know, just all around heat moves, guard breaks, health regain. Like, this game is very complicated, so I don't know what they truly mean by that, but that could be good and bad, so we'll see. Strong moves or high combo damage. Drag, Fang, they do a lot of damage for not a lot of work, especially Drag. You can do 110 plus damage, I think, without walls. So, and a lot of his hits hit hard, and it's not really fair to the rest of the cast where you really have to work and chip out. So we will see. It says adjustments will be made focusing on strengths characters falling under category 1 mentioned above, while Prioritizing the suppression of move performance of characters falling under category 2. For characters with no adjustments in volume 1.04, such as Victor, Lily, King, Paul, Yoshimitsu, adjustments are also underway for their move performance and preparation for volume 1.05. So King is on there, and that's my main character, so hopefully it's nothing too bad. They have Victor, Lily, Paul, and Yoshimitsu. So as we know, Victor, his damage is kind of nuts with his Especial, his up 1+2. His running 2 is pretty damaging as well. Lily, she's a pretty good character. Damage wise, she doesn't seem too much to me. I guess some of her moves can seem overwhelming, like her new stance where she's back turned and has that low mix-up. Paul does a shit ton of damage, but he is talked to be kind of low tier, which I could see as far as Tekken 8 goes. These new mechanics, he's not as overwhelming as Victor or Drag or Fang and so on. So interesting. I don't know. We will see. But that would be coming in June, a later patch. It says plans to alleviate category 3 and enhance the value of player defensive techniques by incorporating lateral movement strategies, adjustments to battle systems such as throws, heat dash, and heat burst. You don't understand how happy I was to see that. That is huge. One of the issues I've noticed in rank, and just from matches I've watched, whether it's competitive matches, casual matches, across the board, right? So heat burst, right? Some people's heat bursts are not as strong, right? So for example, I would say King, Kazuya, their heat bursts aren't that good. I think King's is better than Kazuya, but just for reference, right? Compared to Jin, right? His heat burst hits from a mile away, right? Which is not really fair in my opinion. So it sucks between combos or in situations where it would just miss because the range is terrible. I believe Jack 8 also has a short ranged heat burst. So stuff like that being adjusted would be appreciated. Also heat dash. I wonder what they mean by that, because I don't know what adjustment they would do to heat dash necessarily. If that's going to be giving more combo potential or more plus frames, hopefully not, or I don't know. But I'm hoping, because it says etc, so heat smashes as well, it's not listed, but it says etc. I'm hoping that becomes sidesteppable. I think all heat smashes, I agree, I've heard other people talk about it, that heat smashes should be sidesteppable. They do too much damage, and some of them are way too fast, and some of them give you so much plus frames that it's overwhelming at times. Fang Wei is a great example when he has that jumping downwards tornado slam that can pull you in from a range outside of like punch kick range, you know what I mean? It's like multiple steps away and it still pulls you in for a mix up, and it's just like, what the hell, you know what I mean? So stuff like that needs to be adjusted to make it more fun, because sometimes you'll play and it's just like, I can't do nothing. So that would be amazing if they do it the way that I'm thinking it should be, and I think other people will agree as well. So I think that goes into the lateral movement, which that is Tekken right there. Being able to sidestep out of situations, being able to maneuver out of situations is Tekken. So just dealing with punch, heat burst, heat dash, it's just, you know. So hopefully throws being changed, probably I'm assuming counter throws, right? In my opinion, counter throws should stay, but them being able to track to both sides, that should go. I think counter throws are good, right? And it makes sense. I think it's a good addition, universally, of course, right? Also, special style. By adjusting the key input for aerial combos, certain characters will have alleviated situations where combos would whiff. The cases where attacks were coming out faster than intended when countering immediately after blocking the opponent's low attack have been corrected. Move list. You have certain text icons and other elements in the move list have been modified. Some moves possessed by Raven, Victor, Ajacena have a special defensive attribute that allows them to evade heat smashes and unblockable attacks. To clearly indicate this term, complete evasion effect has been used in the move list. Oh, okay. So for Victor, I have a perfect example. Is up forward 1+2 especially. That can get him out of multiple situations. I used them early on in the game, and heat burst, heat dashes, or whatever weren't really an issue because he could just up even rage arts. He could just up 1+2 and he would teleport out of there. So that's interesting. They're gonna put on the move list to specify, hey, you can use this move to get out of these situations, or it has evasion effect. So that's cool. Slow motion sequences, okay. During slow motion sequences have been alleviated. Unintended behaviors, yes. Rage art. Power crush property before an attack's activation has been adjusted so that there is no hit stop and the opponent's attack is intercepted, alleviating the occurrence of whiffing against certain attacks. As a result of this change, there may be instances of whiffing when intercepting certain jumping attacks, which will be addressed in the next update. Interesting. Okay. I haven't had many issues with rage arts, but I have seen clips before that have either they fixed or needs to be fixed. So, okay. Let's see. So we have heat burst. The pushback collision detection of the opponent upon aerial hit has been expanded upwards, making it more difficult to jump over the opponent. The unnatural looking animation occur when clashing with the opponent's striking attack has been corrected. Oh no. To me, that was pretty cool. I don't know if you guys have happened or seen it before, but there's a rare situation, like I just said, where you would both do heat bursts at the exact same frame and it would push the opponents away. You and your opponent would be pushed away. I thought that was pretty cool, and it makes sense, right? Like trade, right? If two people doing electric and they both hit at a certain frame, they'll both fly in the air, right? So, okay. What else do they have? Heat dash, detection for opponent heat burst, same. Jump over the opponents. Using the same area combo has been expanded upward, making it less possible to jump over the opponents. If they're using the same aerial combo, so like heat burst and then like heat dash, it's been expanded upwards, making it less possible to jump over the opponent. See, I wonder what they mean by that. Is that a scenario where if I were to heat burst and then heat dash and then want to jump over for a setup? Or yeah, I don't know what they mean by that. So it's health gauge. We'll have some icons. Playing animation when all damage is taken is recoverable for better clarity of the situation. Okay. So we'll see how that looks, but I rarely pay attention to it. I feel like most players, even the game's been out for a couple months, you rarely pay attention to how much heat you can recover, or health you can cover, sorry. Stage, make it easier to clarify. Identify a position near the wall. We have improved the effects and objects that indicate being near a wall. Okay. We'll see how that looks. I haven't really had that issue, because I get what they're saying. At a certain angle, because the walls are invisible, you can't tell if it's a corner, right? So it might mess up your combo or mess up your pressure. What else do we have? So we have Sage Breakables, Wake Up from Downstate, Wall Blast. Jeez, there's just so much. Throws, okay. Increase the input window of throw escapes when the throw is a counter from 10 to 14. The only reason why I don't like this, but I guess it's just how I feel, man, because King, for example, if you do a rage art, I can do a giant swing and it's guaranteed. So, and you can't break it because it's a counter throw. Well, now it seems you have more frames to break it. So, that is interesting. Let me see. 10 frames. It is minus 15. Okay. Okay, added sound effects when throws counter hit to make the situation clearer. Okay, they seem pretty clear, like the big little shing, so maybe just, you know, make it louder. Fixing the issue with certain throw moves did not replenish recoverable health when hitting. Okay. Low throws. The conditions for successful throws have been relaxed, allowing throws to activate when hitting slightly from the side. Okay, character unique throws. It says, considering their damage, we've standardized the attack startup for 14 across the board. Yes, this is amazing. Ling Xiaoyu right here. This woman, her throw is so annoying and it's so fast. So thank God you have way more time to break these throws. These other characters like Law, for example, these is launching throws that do a lot of damage and they're so fast, right? So that is a welcome change. So far as you see, I'm loving these notes. This is fantastic. What else is this? His directions. This is backdashing. Once the directional input is completed within the specified time, the move could be executed regardless of subsequent directional input. However, due to the frequent unintended activations caused by this mechanism, it has been modified to only accept the final directional input specified for the move command. So King's throw. So it's quarter circle back, 1 + 2, quarter circle forward, 1. What does that mean exactly? Once the directional input is completed, when specified, subsequent directional input. Unintended activations caused by this mechanism. Oh, is it making it more? How do you say? If you're trying to do King's quarter circle back 1 + 2, and you kind of press down back instead of back on the final input, is it saying that it will give you more room to actually get the throw you're trying to get, if that's what it's saying? Not exactly sure. Okay, so now to the characters. Let's go to King and Steve first. So King, okay, his heat changed the damage from 20, what does it say, 2044 to 2040. Okay, so is it the first and second hit, I'm assuming, of his heat smash? Okay, it's a nerf, but it's not much. 4 damage, we can take that. It's not like it's 10, then we'll really be up there. Okay, so it's down, what is that, 1 + 2? Relax the input window of 1 + 2 to make it easier to execute. Is that what that is? Is that 1 + 2? 1 + 2. Relax the input window of 1 + 2 to make it easier to execute. That's weird. Is that his huge launcher, right? That's weird. It wasn't really hard to input, but maybe it was. Okay, so this is what I meant earlier, relaxing the input window. So for up there, that change they made, making it easier to execute it. Okay, it's this is called Atlas Hammer. So it's down back, 1 + 2, 2. Okay, so it's a muscle armor move. The issue where transition to a throw occurred on an airborne hit has been corrected. The issue where a transition to a throw occurred on an airborne hit has been corrected. What does that mean? Transition to a throw occurred to an airborne hit. Are they saying that if I do the muscle armor, because it's saying the full string, it's not saying just, you know, down back 1 + 2. Transition to a throw occurred on an airborne opponent. It's saying when I muscle and then I go for a throw, that it wasn't intended for me to get an airborne grab, if that's what it's saying. I'm not sure, because it's just neutral line. So we'll see. Okay, down or back 3, Adjustments have been made to address instances where the intended functionality of the power crush was not properly executed when blocking certain attacks at Yes, I've seen clips of this where he would do his power crush move and he wouldn't get any damage off. Like, he would get hurt more. It would just whiff for some reason. So nice. Jaguar Sprint 2. Alleviate an issue where the positional relationship with the opponent becomes different than intended when used near the wall. Okay. Approach opponent. So we have his running, there's ISW, he's got his Shining Wizard, his Giant Swing, and his Tijuana Twister. So it's a buff. Recovery amount of remaining heat was lower than intended when input quickly, so it was adjusted. Oh, so these are the blue spark versions. They give you more heat. Okay. Okay, this one threw me off and it makes so much sense. So apparently he was struggling to low parry. So when you do forward, down, forward, right? Because if you're going back and forth and someone does an attack and you try to low parry, I had a lot of issues with King where I could not low parry things. And I guess it was an accidental bug on King that wouldn't allow him to get low parries. So nice. So overall, I am not mad at this. We mainly get a buff right here. Lost damage there, which is whatever. And as far as the throw situation, we would have to I would have to see what they mean in game by that. A lot of the wording can be confusing. Okay, so now let's go over to Steve. So it's the balanced direction for Steve Fox. So clearly there's a lot of changes. Okay, so based on the overall direction of volume 1.04, adjustments were made to improve the performance of techniques related to new Tekken 8 feature Lionheart. Okay, with a focus on enhancing offense and making it easier to maintain pressure. Yes. Okay, regarding up 2, which charges Steve's few aerial combo starting techniques, is limited reach, often restricted its effectiveness. To address this, forward movement has been increased to create more opportunities. Yes. Thank you, because it is very true. He doesn't have many launchers, so in a lot of cases, people will do things that are negative, and you can't do anything about it unless you get a back one, you know, counter hits and some of those strings. So that is a huge, not a huge change, but an appreciated change. Next, we have his Heat Burst. So the damage has been improved. We will take that. That is actually a huge buff. During Rage, so his Rage Art, the hitbox has been expanded upward, alleviating instances where the type would miss in certain situations. Okay, buffing his Rage Art and Heat range, that's also huge to the character. 1+2 is Sonic Fang. The distance from the opponent was reduced when the first hit is blocked in order to alleviate whiffing midway through. Distance from the opponent was reduced. Oh, okay. Yeah, so when you do Sonic Fang, 2 hits, obviously. If you did the first hit on block, sometimes the second hit would just whiff. So now it seems the second hit will actually hit the opponent more often now. Or hopefully every time, but I'm assuming more often, because you could backdash in certain cases, unless that's gone now. And now we have his Lionheart, it looks like, right? So Stomp 2, back 1+2, up. Yeah, these are, so this is a ducking 1-2. Yeah, okay. The recovery time inflicted on opponent on hit has been increased by 1 frame. The change was made considering that the opponent's power crush made it easier to defend against pressure from Lionheart. So they're addressing that. Okay, because if you guys didn't know, during Lionheart, most people would just power crush out of every option, right? So there was a bug that someone found on Twitter and YouTube. It's a Lionheart cancel, and I actually know how to do it myself, and it's on my channel. But yes, that allows you to be able to block. It would transition from Lionheart into Peekaboo. It was a little cancel. So it looks like this will change that. You won't have to learn that execution to cancel Lionheart. So this is nice. That's a huge change. It makes Lionheart way more effective than just a, you know, whiff punish move. Okay, wow, these changes are huge. Up forward 2. what is it? The forward movement has been increased to extend the reach of the attack. Okay. So it's the same thing from earlier. While rising, what is that? 1-1. The phenomenon where the opponent can unnaturally quick crouch to evade a subsequent high attack after blocking the first hit has been corrected. Oh, okay. After blocking the first hit, unnaturally crouch. So can they still, because it's a high, I believe. So is it saying if that first hit connects, they can't duck? Or is it saying they just duck a lot slower? So, okay. Spin, issue where Peekaboo was inadvertently deactivated under certain conditions has been fixed. During ducking, okay, so his Gatling guns, the start of the 7th hit was adjusted to master animation, leaving cases where combos would whiff. Yes! A lot of times I would do my wall ender, which is the Gatling guns, and the last 2 hits or so would miss because of the wall. They would slip off the wall or something, so it seems they would be way more consistent, so you would actually to finish your combos correctly. Okay, Lionheart. The unintended ability to transition to Peekaboo or ducking in the direct during heat through specific inputs has been corrected. Okay, so the Lionheart cancel has been removed. Damn. Well, they did change, you know, the frames to allow you to do more and won't be power crushed. So we will see. We will have to see how effective the 1 frame change is from Lionheart moves on hit. So damn, I'm going to miss that cancel because it's really cool and effective. So that sucks that it's going to be removed. Wow. Okay, so that's the only nerf so far, but it kind of balances out. During Lionheart, it says the start of the attack has been changed from 20 to 21, so it's guard break from 20 to 21 frames to 18 to 19 frames. The behavior of the opponent on hit has been modified to enable potential aerial combos. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So his guard break is not only faster, but it's also a screw now. Wow. That is huge. Wow. That's awesome. Overall, this is huge. Steve has been buffed tremendously. I am bummed out about the Lionheart cancel, but if it's not necessary anymore because of the 1 frame adjustment, if my pressure can be a lot more viable, then I think we'll get over it and we'll just adjust. But his guard break is faster now, and it also screws opponents. So if they jump in the air on accident, or even if you just do back 1, 2, and they get on the wall, you can now do guard break, and that would screw the opponent and continue a combo. Wow, that is an awesome change, I must have to say. Wow. Okay. Overall, with King and Steve, I am not mad at it. I love it. I will give a quick summary because I'm not going to go over the whole patch notes. I will leave the link in the description. I mainly just want to talk about the overall universal changes to all the characters. But Steve and King, especially Steve, I am very excited to see the difference in his Lionheart mix-ups. Did we go over everything with the universal changes? Strong aerial tailspin. Okay, this is adjusted to increase the knockback distance of strong aerial tailspins when used 3 or more times in the same aerial combo. Okay, this is what I was talking about. Tailspins is the word. So Steve's up back 2 drags, you know, down forward 3+4, Fangway's up forward 3, etc. That move that lets you spin the opponent, continue a combo, in the heat burst, spin again, continue a combo. So tail spin. So it says if you do it 3 or more times, the distance keeps on going. Or maybe it's after every tail spin. If you do the first one, the next time the distance will be further, and so on. Okay, that's a good change, because for Drag and Fang, they can do it multiple times in a combo, and it's crazy damage. The adjustment was made to address situations where highly repetitive aerial combos where looping patterns were possible, as well to balance out the advantage gained by certain characters by combining it with reduced knockback effect from heat dash. Okay. So now if you heat dash and try to do it again, because drag could do that as well, the distance will be pushed away. So you probably will get less options after that, after multiple tailspins. Okay. When performing a strong aerial spike against an opponent from behind, and the opponent does a backward Ukeme, timing opponent can block during the Ukeme made quicker by 3 frames. Aerial spike against an opponent from behind, and the opponent does a backward. See, I'm not sure what they mean by that. Is my back on the floor and we're coming up forward, or is my face on the ground and I'm coming back? You know what I mean? Depending on that, I think either way that's a good change, because a lot of the Oki situation in this game, there's a lot of more 50-50s in this game that are just difficult to deal with because of how much time you have to get up and for them to do more pressure. So I'm not mad at that change. More time to get off the floor, we will take that. So while running stomp, change the prevent triggering floor break, hard break. Oh, okay, that kind of sucks, but that is okay. Because anytime you fully run across the screen and they're on the ground and they try to get up and do the stomp, it would break the floor. It would trigger or a floor blast on the Into the Stratosphere stage. Okay. Anything else that we missed? Wall blast, wall breaks. So a lot of this buggy situations with, you know, wall splats and all that, it seems. Certain wall splat specific throws were not activating. Yes, this would happen. So right here, sometimes I would do an attack at the wall and it wouldn't trigger anything. No explosion or nothing for some odd reason. And I wasn't even late on the hits, because if the opponent falls down to the ground and you do that hitting move to explode the wall or break the wall, it's not going to happen. But there's times where I did it on time multiple times and nothing occurred. So that is needed. Thank you. But yeah, I believe that's all of the universal changes. Just to summarize the rest, Fang got some nerfs. Drag got some much needed nerfs. Azucena got some much needed nerfs. Asuka actually got buffed a little bit, which, you know, we will see. She's not strong, I guess, competitively, but she is a strong character in my opinion. So buffing her frames and damage is, you know, a little concerning, but we will see. Okay. Bryan, very important character, very cool character. He got some buffs. So apparently his guard break, it says reversal break effect has been added, so that's no longer possible to mitigate with a power crush or attack reversal. I don't know how I feel about that. So I'm assuming this is his guard break, right? So if he holds it all the way, it's saying that a power crush or a parry will not stop it. So you would have to hop kick, I'm assuming then, right? Which I guess is fine. That's a buff. He also got, during Snake Eyes, this string right here, a lot of frame advantage that has been put on certain hits within it. So that is interesting. It says the third hit can now be delayed, and then it shows here the different frame advantages he gets upon each hit on block or hit. So okay. Double Jin got nerfed again. It is unfortunate. I don't think he's too much, but you know, it has happened, I believe. So his heat burst got nerfed. It says the travel distance The tracking ability also has been reduced. Amazing, because it will shoot you across the stage. So I would say overall, I'm pretty happy with these changes. As you see, Leroy has a shit ton of buffs. So this is very nice to see, because he got nerfed into oblivion to where he dropped from top 10, top 8 usage to bottom 5, bottom 3. So this is going to be awesome for all the Leroy mains. Zhao Yu got a couple nerfs. Hopefully she gets a little bit more nerfs. Yoshi got a couple buffs. Zafina got a huge buff. Her running move is now more plus on hit, and it also has a faster startup, so that's going to be kind of scary. She also got a stance buff, increasing the hitbox on her Scarecrow stance 4, so she got a couple decent buffs, so we will have to see. I'm not a Zafina enthusiast, so all I know is that she's been pretty weak in this game so far, and not many people use her. So, you know, Zafina mains, you have something. So, but I think that's about it. I mainly just wanted to cover the important characters, but give you a little, you know, just of what's happening. This whole patch notes so far is top tier. I'm very surprised at what they did. I thought they were going a different approach when they mentioned that they wanted to make the weaker characters stronger, which they did, it seems they're doing, but they also nerfed the top tiers as well, so that is appreciated. Okay, but yeah, that is about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was informative, and I can't wait to see where we go from here. Definitely love Tekken, and all I want is the best, so we gotta be vocal, make sure, you know, let them know like, hey, this needs to be changed, and hopefully it gets to that, because we want Tekken to last for a long time. This fighting game is incredible. But that is it. See you on the next video, and I'm out.